Nikki. Sorry, Nikki. Ramona was asking if there was a flowering vine where he walked up the hill. Not that I can see, Ramona. There are a couple of little white flowers in the front of the hill from the Barlaria that's flowering at the moment. I've been trying to find a nice one to show you. It's one of the few white flowers that we're seeing at the moment. But I'm not seeing a flowering vine. I think it is a trick of light on the seeds of the bush willow at the base of this bush willow that he was looking at. I had my volume turned down again. Stretching. Tammy's saying domestic cats like fish, wanting to know if leopards ever hunt or eat or catch fish. Some leopards do. Some leopards are known to be specialist fish hunters. I've only ever seen leopard taking catfish that are swimming upstream along these dry riverbeds when they're flowing after heavy rains, when it's sort of ankle deep and the fish find it difficult to get upstream because most of their body is out of water, so they become very slow. I've seen leopard take catfish then. I've seen film of a particular leopard somewhere in Kruger that is known to catch fish at certain points, even to the point of catching fish, storing them on land, and going to catch more where it can, and stockpiling them. But I don't think every leopard will do that. I think it's a learned behavior for them, rather than something that every leopard will do. I know that tigers and jaguars certainly spend a lot of time in water, and I'm sure, just like the jaguar, I'm sure tigers also maybe catch fish. I'm not too sure about it, but I know that jaguars certainly do. A go-away bird coming in to see what's going on. But no alarm calls from them, strangely. RC was asking something about seeing go-away birds, and I don't remember what that question was. Something about... Is it possible that you saw a go-away bird spit out a fruit kernel? It is most likely RC. Birds that don't digest certain materials have to regurgitate it because it can't pass through the digestive system. So bird takes in things into the crop and pre-digest it in the crop, and then they do swallow so that the stomach can digest it. So for fruit eaters, you'll find that seed and kernels and the stones of some of the fruits will come out through regurgitation. For the insect eaters, it'll be a small pellet of crushed insect exoskeletons. And then, of course, for things like owls, as you know, owls regurgitate a pellet with hair and bone and undigested material that they need to pass out. A bird coming to drink. Let's try.
Just doesn't quicken her. Climb with these.
There's a dickle behind there too. Between the two go-away birds, there's a water thickney hiding behind that log. Now just to the left of that other go-away bird. Well, you're just seeing the cat now, bird. Sleepy cat. While cat's sleeping, we'll see what else there is happening around the waterhole. Croc still hasn't moved, so I guess Croc is sleeping. And then, of course, what happens is sometime during the day the Croc will need to come out and warm up its solar panels.
Andrew is coming in also.
Okay. And of course, by lying out in the sun during the day, warming up, gains energy through that heat to be able to hunt and to do what it needs to do at night. Hi Marco, New Jersey Marco, Do lion, leopard and cheetah have a winter coat and a summer coat in this area? I don't think so. Maybe. Marco, I don't know. You know, living in a wildlife area most of my adult life, I've never really come into contact with these animals. It's very hard to see from a distance. I would imagine that maybe during the dry season, the colder months, in places with this kind of climate, not necessarily, because our days are still pretty hot, and I don't think it gets that cold that they would need it, but I think there would be areas where maybe the temperatures drop considerably, other parts of Africa where maybe it would be needed. I don't know, I'm sorry, there are a few questions coming today I don't know the answers to. I'm sure I'll try and find answers to them. But my experience is just that. It's living with animals and learning about them this way. I don't ever get to touch them. I don't ever get to see them at close. Maybe next to my door, but I can't really tell. If I've got a leopard next to my door in summer, I can't really tell how different the fur is to the leopard next to my door in winter, I have to be honest.
Try for the lurry.
Good. I'm not too fond of birds, but I have seen crocs take birds. Yeah. What species of bird are related to the grey lories? I think, yes, Chris, in Australia. I think because they do look somewhat like your cockatiels, don't they, Chris? They are the turacos. Touraco. Turaco. Most of the turacos have brilliant crimson-coloured wings. Actually, the colour is turaco. Taurusine. It's called Taurusine. I'm going to move a little bit before Andrew gets here. Oh, Croc's taking a bit of interest there, actually. Croc moved just slightly. I see no point in moving. I think, and here he comes. He's coming back anyway. Don't need to move anyway. No, Croc's gone back to its... A bit of its back came out of the water, almost as though it was going to do something. But I think those birds are aware of it. They're teasing it. Look at them. You're welcome, Andrew. Yeah, firm. Ingwe Buffelshoek Dam. Go again at last. Well, the cloud bank seems to be moving off. Bit of sunlight coming out again. So it's going to be a while still before it gets too hot for him to have to move. Morning. Ribs. Ribs are Hans. But you're fine. Yeah, but I don't know. I think that's maybe that Mvubu from a couple of weeks ago. I don't know if it's the Nyala. Don't know what it is, but the Ngwenya's in front of you. No, facing the other bank, sort of to the left of that small log. Yeah. Little squirrel. You've a brave little child. I've got a squirrel next to my door. Might not get it on camera. He's going to drink. A young squirrel. But it'll be safe. Oh, okay. Thanks, Nikki. Nikki is saying that a few of you on Twitter are asking what that bird was that was with the go-away birds. Still there, actually. It's known as a thickney, a water thickney. Although for many years here in South Africa we called them thickheads. Internationally, this group of birds known as thickneys. We got that lens cleaning fluid here. Let's see its head behind its little log. Big round eye, nocturnal bird. We get two species here, the water thickney and the spotted thickney. Spotted thickney we find away from the water. Very well camouflaged during the day because they hide on the water's edge amongst vegetation. Now, another little bird. I'll let you guess who this is coming around the edge of the water. Now, there was a pied wagtail here earlier that was chasing it. I didn't mention it. Thank you, Ellen. Message from Ellen L. And Brian doing a fantastic job this morning. Yeah, we're going to miss Brian. I don't know, we're going to miss Brian or the thumb more.
I think the thumb's more popular.
Think so?
Yeah.
Does the thumb have to go and leave too?
No, he's going to stay here.
Okay.
I'm going to leave him behind.
I think the thumb's learnt enough about camera work from you.
But he's very expensive. He's
Yeah.
quite a pricey cameraman.
Tina, Judith's wrong, but I can understand where Judith is coming from. It's hard to tell the size of this bird, but I think Tina was the one that came through from Houston in Texas. A three-banded plover. It does have a very similar head to a crown plover, but of course we're talking size here. It's a much smaller bird. I mean, this is a bird that is about a little bit bigger than a sparrow. like some Aussies next to us. Or a tree squirrel on the ground. Joe's asking if it's possible this will dry up. Joe's in New York. Morning, Joe. How's New York this morning? Pretty early in the morning, Joe, but I suppose New York's that city that never sleeps. Bye. Enjoy your day.
Thanks, Dad.
Joe, okay, where was I with Joe? Slipped my mind. Ooh.
Will the dam dry up? Will this dam dry up?
Ah, thank you. Yes, will the dam dry up? This one not, Joe. I think, well, if we go through a severe drought, I think maybe there's a chance. I know that this dam is probably one of the deepest because of the way the elephants swim in this dam. I think there's a greater chance of Treehouse Dam and Gowrie Dam drying up. Twin dams will be first because it's the smallest. Maybe Treehouse Dam will be next, and then there will be maybe Gowrie Dam. But this is a pretty deep dam, so there's quite a large body of water compared to the other dams we have here on Juma. But a severe drought, yes, I guess it is possible. It can happen. It's been a long time since we've had such a dry year. We're going to cross over to Scott for a little bit, see what Scott has got for you, and I'm going to monitor what's going on here at the dam. I'll see you in a short while. Obviously, we'll be here.
Well, we've been driving around for a long time now, hoping to find some animals to show you, and as soon as we have found them, they've disappeared behind these bushes. Not having too much luck on Jigga this morning. I'll stop here and let Fiam show you one last glimpse of these kudu before they disappear. They're such pretty antelope. But that, I fear, is the last we'll be seeing of them because they've headed off into thick bush. Although, I've just seen one running out to play there. Let me try and move forward and see what happens. It sounds like you have been having a wonderful time at Buffelshoek Dam, and it really is such a wonderful place. And Nikki's been sending me through some updates. It sounds like there's been some bird watching going on in between the big cat viewing. Oh, well, you wouldn't believe it, but there's also an elephant here that I've just seen. It's not a great view at the moment, but it's interesting how we stop for the kudu and now an elephant comes into the picture. You can just make out the trunk and one of the tusks there. Not an easy area for VM to film, but thankfully this kudu's come out into a small opening just for a moment. Myself and Vim have been driving around hoping to find some sign of Kunuma, which is quarantine male leopard's brother. He hasn't been seen for quite some time now, and we're both wondering where he is and have been searching in areas where we have been known to find him in the past, and we know he likes to move, but no sign of him in those areas. But we have been searching. You'll see her nibbling away on the leaves. Kudu are browsers, specifically leaf eaters. You won't find them grazing on grass. So one of the more specialized antelope of this area. And that is why they've got these beautiful big ears, because they found themselves in typically quite thick wooded areas wherein they can find their leaves to feed on. Good hearing is almost better than sight because they can hear predators sneaking up on them before they necessarily can see them. And you'll notice how she swivels her ears backwards and forwards, sometimes one at a time, one forward, one back, in order to keep track of noises of any potential threats. Okay. Now to try and establish what to do. Nice to try and... Well, while we try and reposition and get a shot of these elephants, let's cut back to Mark. It sounds like quarantine's on the move again, so we'll catch up with you a little bit later.
Well, welcome back to our ongoing saga here at Buffelshoek Dam. Young Quarantine's still making his way around from one side to the other. Now come back. I suppose he was getting a bit hot in the sun. He's come to join us in the shade that we've got, which we're going to lose fairly soon. And he's still showing some interest in the remains of something in the water. Crocodile has got its back to us, so the crocodile's not even interested in what's going on here. A little bit of a wind. It blew some dry leaves. You saw how he startled, almost got a little bit startled there. The sudden blowing of the wind. I remember being at home. I've got Coalition of Lion at home, 4 big males. I was sitting with 2 of the males one day, and it was quite a hot day. I was lucky that being at home, I don't have time restraints. Oh, elephants! Just chased off a buffalo. And these 2 male lions were fast asleep, and a whirlwind came up and stirred up sand and dust, but it came through so fast that both male lions went from sleeping to running away in a blink of an eye. They sort of ran 20 yards, turned around and looked at me and another vehicle that was there, as though it was our fault there was a whirlwind.
That's very small, Ellie.
Very, very small Ellie there now. Tiny little thing. That's quite a new one. Only a few weeks, maybe, a couple of months. Drinking better than that older calf was drinking earlier. How much water it's getting. It's probably just, instead of sucking it up, it's probably just scooping up a little bit of water rather than...
Looks like it's chewing a lot as well.
Yeah. I think this is wetting the tip of its trunk and sucking the tip of its trunk. Quarantine's got up again. He's making his way around to the other side again. Can't see him now. He's gone behind this little mound. But it's just interesting behavior, how he is determined to try and get closer to this floating vertebra. Quite a busy little waterhole this morning. The water see Thickney. Marsha, morning Marsha. Wanting to know if the Thickney could be sitting on a nest, being a ground nesting bird. Could be, Marsha. could possibly be.
Just the Ellie throwing a stick at the button.
Sunbeam Love now at Buffelshoek Dam. Oh, elephant coming down and chasing the leopard. Young female elephant that just came down and gave him a fright, but he's just keeping his distance. He made, while we're watching the Ellies, by the way, he made his way back onto the other side. He was lying on the sand and he was quite peaceful. I don't think either of us knew there was an elephant coming along. But he is at a very high traffic area for elephants. Lois, morning Lois, wanting to know if this carcass were to get closer to the shore, would he feed on it? I think that's what he's doing, wandering from side to side, is hoping that something's going to change and that it is going to get closer. I think he's intrigued as to what it is, whether he can feed. I don't think he will. I think he'll probably turn his nose up at it if he did get to see what it is. Big family. Oh, I don't know. Sorry, Brian, got you turning the one side to the other. But there's another family that has come down, and they almost as though they're waiting for the other family to finish. But they came from a different direction. So we've got two families of Ellies. A little one with its face in the water because it's tired and trying to drink through its trunk. Oh, it's getting very active here. The noise you can hear are some long-tailed shrikes or magpie shrikes that are, well, they're shouting at quarantine male. They're sitting above him in the worry bush and just in buffalo thorn, telling the whole world about a leopard being here. Lots happening. I'm being very protective over little one. Tracy, morning Tracy. Tracy's mentioning something about a post on social media about elephants getting diabetes. And it's ringing a little bit of a bell there, Tracy, that recently there was something discovered that they can. I need to look up, I need to try and find more about that, Tracy. Personally, I'm not too familiar with it, but I do recall reading something now that you mention it. I need to brush up on that. What seems to be interesting here is that there are two different family units that are not really socializing much, from what I can gather.
Maybe because the little one's so small?
No, I just think that maybe because they're non-related herds, and I suppose it's like sometimes you don't get on with your neighbors. On the very far right of these alleys, you can see a cow with a calf. And that's quite an old calf that was drinking. I mean, that calf has got to be more than 6-7 years old. It was actually drinking. Josephine wants to know why the elephants chased the buffalo off. Well, I think generally it's only really the elephants know why they did that, but as a guess, I suppose, in quarantine coming back to the water. As a guess, I would say because they want to drink there. The buffalo was in their way. Look at crocodile. Gee, just 1 minute it's underwater and sleeping, and the next minute it's a tawny eagle flying away, leopard lying against the bank. Do we need to go anywhere? Do we really need to drive anywhere right now? No, we don't. We just have to sit quietly and watch the world go by. That's a monster croc, actually.
Yeah, fairly sized croc.
What's that? There I was thinking maybe we got an 8-foot croc, but this is a 12, easily 12 or more feet. What do you think, Brian?
Yeah.
I mean, it's also a fat crocodile.
Yeah, he's big.
Wide and round. It's almost bloated. We've had flat cats before, and occasionally we have a flat elephant, but now we've got another flat elephant.
Flat cat, flat crocodile.
Flat crocodile.
Flat
Well,
ellie.
crocodile is also known as a flat dog. Flat ellie. Who's going to be the first to go for a swim, I wonder? If there were any little boys there, they'd probably be going in soon. Tired little elephant. I don't know where this one elephant went that came running down on this side of the dam, gave Quarantine a fright and pushed him up the bank. It disappeared very quickly, that ellie. I guess we could say it's pretty much a flat hippo too, because it's also lying down. We just can't see it lying down. Tina, I'll do it, I promise. One of these days, well, I'm going to have to park in the same place, but I'll go and lie next to that log that the crocodile did. Tina wants me to do the size comparison that I did with the giraffe and the elephant. I still got to see it. I didn't get to see it last night, that giraffe comparison. Hope that turned out well. But Tina wants me to do a size comparison thing with the crocodile. Sure, I could, if it moved off, I suppose I could always go and lie on its back.
I'll film it, it'll be fun.
Uh-huh. And I better hold on tight. It'll be like a water rodeo. No, I don't want to disturb the crocodile like that. I don't like catching lizards. I'll let them be. This is a nice goodbye, Brian.
Yeah, it's decent.
I give you 2 days, you're going to miss it terribly.
Yeah.
Or this you'll miss. I don't think
That's the best job, definitely. But I need a bit of a...
Yeah, you've been here a long
break.
time.
Need to recharge the batteries.
Yes. You need some time off.
We had our first swimmer.
Yeah, that little one as well just put its face right in. It fell. I think that's the matriarch of the other group that's now approaching the first group. Let's see if there's going to be any greetings. I should be counting my elephant days like you guys count the leopard days, cat days. Elephant cuteness days. Time for children to play, swim and have fun. Cat's oblivious to all of that. I think he can hear them, he's just not worried about them. Same as the crocodile. A cat and a crocodile and unbelievable. I wonder if we shouldn't move and get closer to those lilies to watch them swimming. Or are you happy from this angle? I think it's actually nicer here because we almost water level. And no, that's not mating, that's just playing, climbing, playing. Hello, jumping spider, you're going to come onto the dashboard. Morning, Helen, in New Jersey. Do I think the Ellies are aware of the crocodile? I don't think so. I don't know. I don't think so. It doesn't seem to be. Unless the crocodile was near them and the females saw the crocodile, and then they would know that it was here. Judging by the way, I don't know. To be honest, I really don't think that they know that it's here. But it is far away from them, and the croc's got its back towards them, it's facing away. I don't even think they know there's a leopard here. Interesting there. This matriarch is now seemingly moving off the other. Well, she's moving away. She needs to get over the damn wall. But those other elephant actually gave her space, moved away from her. Might have something to do with that tiny little monster that they've got. Now that she's moving away, some of the other children are going to come and play with her children, perhaps. Such interesting things happening today. Interesting now, the other matriarch from the other herd that came in from the north is actually shaking her head at the children from the other family. Intimidating them somewhat. What was that playing? They were going to try and come out of the water. It looks like she blocked them from coming out of the water. Oh, the helicopter coming again. See what they do when the helicopter gets close, if there's any reaction. I think it's too far. Not coming this way at all. Same chopper as yesterday morning. Kruger Park helicopter, I think. Anti-poaching. A little bit of interaction between the children of the two family groups. Greeting. And now they're all leaving together almost. Little boys will be boys, lagging behind, being naughty, playing, getting boisterous, until one of them gets hurt. And as silently as they came in, they disappear into the yellowing and browning leaves of autumn. Hello, Mr. Buffalo. Can an elephant choke if it sucks up too much water with its trunk? Gazelle in Oregon. Loved Oregon. Oregon, very pretty. I went to Oregon. Spent a bit of time down south on the Mackenzie River. Giselle, where are you? Young elephants, when they're learning how to suck water up through their tongue, sometimes do go through a little bit of a laryngeal spasm when they get water in the wrong way into their air pipe. But it's only in the beginning stages of learning how to do that. Choke, no, but cough and splutter, yes. Well, in an elephant's manner of doing so. Something just chased a francolin. There was a lot of intense activity in a short space of time. It's gone back to the stalemate, crocodile and leopard. Oh, he got a fright. Something gave him a fright, probably just the wind and the leaves. He's nervous because he knows the crocodile is here. He has been wary of the water. I don't know if he's seen it, where it is. I'm assuming he has. I was asked earlier how long they stay underwater, and I was saying it's a very difficult thing to answer because of different conditions. But the one thing about crocodiles is they do have a unique circulatory system where, if need be, they can limit blood supply and blood and oxygen supply to all but their two vital organs, the brain and the heart, if they need to stay submerged. And that is one of the things that allows them to stay submerged for extended periods of time, longer than any other mammals or any other animals. A young elephant bull are coming down on his own on the other side. Also, what is unique about crocodiles is that their nasal passage and their throat are separate, so that they can close off their nasal passage, but they could still eat underwater and swallow without the chance of drowning. Hello, little boy. Very uncertain elephant. Susie. Morning, Susie. Is it correct that the crocodile is soaking up the sun to get energy for night time. It is indeed, Susie. That is how a crocodile regulates its own temperature using the water and the sun, but also warming up, getting energy into those so that it can work those muscles later on if it needs to, or any time during the day if it gets the opportunity to hunt. You'll find that sometimes when it gets very, very hot, crocodile will open its mouth, and that will help to also regulate the temperature. The body can't regulate its own temperature, so the crocodile has to use what ambient temperature it has at its disposal. So either the cooler water to cool it down if it's overheating, or to some extent on these hot days, the shallow waters that we have around the edges can get very, very warm. So it gets warmth not only from the sun, but also from the edges of the pond, the dam, where it's quite shallow. It can be quite hot, the water, in fact, at times. I imagine right now the water's fairly cool, and you'll find sometimes crocodiles sleeping half in and half out of the water, so that while they are getting warm and they are gaining energy from the sun, they are at the same time cooling themselves down so that they don't overheat. Elephant is very wary. Can you go forward, Brian? I know it's going to be awkward, possibly. Come on, Wendy, start up a second. But he's heading up on the dam wall exactly where the kill is. He was walking up there very tentatively. You can see he's picking up the scent of the kill, probably. That's where the leopard was. That's where the kill was. He is on his own by the looks of things, or he could be travelling with other bulls that are just not here yet.
He might have been the stray one that escaped quarantine just now.
Could be, but I thought that was the one that came running down here. I thought so, but it looked like that was a cow. It's unusual to have a cow all on her own like that. I'm going to say goodbye. I know I would love to stay here too. I'm sure some of you want to stay here as well. We'll just stay here all day if we could. But we do have to get back. Wendy's got to get plugged in so we can come out again later. And so I'm going to say goodbye quickly from myself. Oh, sorry. Hope you were. Elephant's better looking than me. But thanks for joining me and Brian and Thumb this morning on Wendy. Brian, enjoy your leave, dude. Hope you have a good one.
Thank you very much. I shall indeed.
And you're supposed to have the crocodile. Let's go see what Scott's got before we end off the drive, and Scott will say goodbye to you. And I'll see you this afternoon, 4 o'clock Central African time. Love you lots.
Goodbye, crocodile.
Well, welcome back, and it sounds like it's been a wonderful morning at Buffalo's Hook Dam, and so glad you got to share all those incredible sightings with Mark and Brian. Myself and Vim have had a slightly less productive morning, but I've really been enjoying spending some time with these saddle-billed storks. They were doing a little bit of feeding, didn't catch anything substantial when we arrived here about 5 minutes ago. Now they've just started to preen themselves. And we're here at Juma Dam. Not too much is going on here. There are 2 buffalo bulls relaxing, as well as a hippo and her baby, but they are not easy to see, and they're spending most of the time underwater, but they are also here. there's just a minute or so left. So from myself and Vim, thanks for following us, and look forward to this afternoon's adventure. And who knows what we'll be able to find then. Hopefully a little bit more than this morning from my side. It was a tricky morning out there, but that's how it goes. And thankfully Mark had some great sightings with you all at Buffelshoek Dam. Anyway, until this afternoon, we will see you later.